Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Glad that we are here together. Happy Friday, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you for being here. And as you know, when we are happily dancing along, it is a Friday. Another great week of Story Time. Another amazing week together. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, and of course for checking out the stories and reading with us. And please continue to send recommendations. We are on them. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. And we've had quite the lineup this week, including Cadley Fox yesterday, and of course coming up today we hop on along. Yes. Get all those good feelings going as we'll be on the Trainbow. Look what's coming. It is here. Choo choo. This one coming to us, written and illustrated by Nina Laden, and of course reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A very big good morning to you all, and indeed welcome to the Trainbow. I hope that you are ready to hop on along. Yes, chug on along with us. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime, and welcome. And as always, please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And you know what? 2 days, I almost say 2 days, but that will be 4. 2 days before the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening out at Terrence in Berkeley. So please come and join us out there. Have fun with us. This one is happening. It will be, yes, the 6th one that is happening this time. Terrence, thank you so much for allowing us to be in your space. And of course, all the creatives that are coming out for this, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Come and have fun with us. And of course, all programming will be available too right here on the Storytime platform. So if you feel like joining in, sing a little bit of what the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is all about, come on up, hop along at 8 to 10, and then of course we'll be back again at 11 to 2 live from Terrence. So please do join us. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad we are here together. Let us see who is with us this morning. Well, before we do that, actually, just a reminder too that we do have the December Kindness Challenge that is happening, and of course today is the 9th of December, Friday 9th of December, and we are it encourages us to notice when you are hard on yourself or others and be kind instead. Right. Notice when you are hard on yourself and others and be kind instead. Yes, I think we are our biggest critics. And if we can take a minute to appreciate the hard work that we put into everything that we do, our labors, everything that we do, and just remember too that, we will make mistakes every now and then, but also there's a lot of good that we're doing, and hopefully that we can focus on that. Yes, and just take care of ourselves. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, when we do that, it's so much easier to then extend that to others. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you and just want you to think about that this morning. Good morning to you and welcome, Amanda West. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, you say happy Friday, Sarah and Nathan in Muddy, Illinois today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are happy to be on this morning, to be on this on time this morning, and happy the sun will be out here today. Well, enjoy it. Out here, cloudy in Oakland and rain forecast. I know Saturday for sure, and I know today it'll be on and off in places, and I think cloudy mostly. But I am so glad that you get the sun out there in Illinois. Thank you so much for joining in, Sarah and Nathan. As always, appreciate you. I hope you're ready for the Trainbow coming up very shortly. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Amanda, we're sending you love as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And James, we've not heard from you in a little bit, so sending you extra love, extra love. Thank you so much for being a part of the Storytime community. Thank you so much for being here with us, Sarah and Nathan, and of course Amanda West out there in Illinois. Thank you so much for joining in this morning. How are you doing? Soraya, good morning to you. The Sticky Spider, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And of course Sharon Lungo, thank you so much for being here with us as well on Storytime. I hope to see you at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Tears on December 11th. It is happening this Sunday, and Storytime will be there live. So please come on out and say hello. And of course, come on out and join us and see all the amazing creators that are out there. And of course, today we start along with Trainbow. Yes, indeed. Guess what's coming? Trainbow is on its way. Who is in it? So many. Before we get to meet them, though, look at that. Who is coming? Who is coming? Look what's coming. What is that? Clackety clack. Toot toot. Hear it blow. Doop doop. Doop doop. Yes, indeed. Everyone loves the Trainbow. It is here, and we'll be getting started with our story very shortly. Join me on the other side of this very short break. Thank you so much for being here, friends. Absolutely appreciate you.
Hey, this is Timothy Goodspeed of the Soapbox Salute. I'm the one who wrote Storytime's theme song. If you'd like to hear more of my protest folk music, you can check out the links below on Instagram or at my website. You are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamada.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Timothy Dixon. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, if you find yourself singing that, humming that tune some days where it just kind of latches onto your brain and it's do, you know it is Tim Dixon there. Beautiful work. Thank you so much, my friend, for that. And hopefully you are doing well too. Thank you. Here we go. Today's story, The Trainbow, coming to us from Nina Laden and of course Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Choop, choop. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Come meet everybody. The Trainbow, written and illustrated by Nina Laden. And thank you so much, Nina, indeed, for this wonderful book. Here we go. Who's first? When the sun comes out after the rain. Isn't it always so clear, so beautiful? When the sun comes out after the rain, look for the Trainbow, the most colorful train. Yes, indeed. So Niwe Ngwenya, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good to see you here, joining us all the way out in Lusaka, Zambia. Oh, where in the world are you today? Globetrotter, thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Glad that you could be here. How are you this morning? Good to see you here. All right. When the sun comes out after the rain, look for the rainbow, the most colorful, the Trainbow, the most colorful train. The engine is red. Oh my goodness, look at that bright red. The engine is red. Oh, what about that orange thing? Well, that is the tender. The engine is red with an orange tender. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Who's next? Well, Next comes a yellow boxcar in all its splendor. Oh, yes, indeed. Next comes a yellow boxcar with all its splendor. Yes. The cattle car is green. Hear them moo. 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 All right, cattle cows. Can we keep it quiet for a second? Moo. Was that a yes? Next comes a yellow boxcar in all its splendor. The cattle car is green. Hear them moo. Oh, well, nice to meet you, cows. Then rose a tank car painted bright blue. Oh my goodness, that is such a pretty color. Yes, after the cattle car, which is green, we have the tank car painted bright blue. Oh my goodness. Whistle blowing the Trainbow song. Finally, the violet caboose comes along. Oh my goodness. Look at all those different colors in there. The Trainbow. Can you see it all? Look at that. Look at that. Such amazing colors. The orange tender, the yellow boxcar, the green cattle car, the blue, what was the blue one? Oh my goodness, I'm blanking out. Blue tank. And of course, we have the violet caboose. Oh my goodness. Yes, so next time you're out there at the train station, look out for the Trainbow, the most colorful train in town. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely love it that we were here together. I hope you enjoyed it. The Trainbow, this one coming to us from Nina Laden, written and illustrated by Nina Laden, and of course coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This has been Story Time for today. Join me on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Story Time. Thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Story Time with Mr. Lamada. Enjoy and God bless.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Olaolu Ogunyemi. You know he's given us Crow from the Shadow, Horace the Horsefly, and of course, Billy Dipper's Time to Shine. Thank you so much for joining us today. Absolutely love it. And of course, Trainbow was what we were reading. Thank you indeed, friends. I hope that you enjoyed that one. Find it at your local library and get to enjoy it. Indeed, the mooing of the cows, the choo-chooing of the train. We did it all today. Thank you so much for being here, friends. Absolutely appreciate it. And of course, a big thank you to you as well. So Niwe Ngwenya out in Lusaka, thank you so much for joining in. And I hope that you're enjoying the World Cup games that are on. And of course, enjoying Lusaka as always. Hometown always sending you extra love out there. I'm glad you're okay. And yes, glad you could join in the reading today. Thank you so much for joining us. Sarah and Nathan out in muddy Illinois today. Yes, indeed. I'm sure the pigs in town are happy as they can roll around in that mud. Thank you so much for joining in. We are happy to be on time this morning. Well, I'm glad that you are here. Whether we get you late or early, I'm just glad that we're here to spend time together. Thank you so much for joining in. And indeed, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And of course, a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we get to see you just a tiny bit on our programming this weekend, as we will be on Sunday as well for the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Tians in Berkeley. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Soraya, thank you so much for joining us. And remember too that we always have a special mention, and I wanted to bring out this book today because we've mentioned self-care today. Yes, let me just go back to this and show you. We mentioned too that today we want to to remember to take care of ourselves, right? To be kind to ourselves. And it does mention there here on the 9th, if you look at the 9th, it says, notice when you are hard on yourself. And I want you to really focus on that, on yourself. Remember notice when you're being hard on yourself. And of course, others, and be kind instead. And I want you to just remember that, sometimes when things feel a little bit hard, that we can just take those deep breaths and things can feel a little bit better. Slow it down a little bit. And of course, if you have this book around, or you can check it out on the Storytime platforms, it says, when I breathe deeply, how do I feel? How does that help me? And it is a really good book of just taking breaths and centering ourselves when we need to. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And I hope that indeed you do look out for this book today too. When I Breathe Deeply, Jill Guerra. And of course, she will be there too at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Terrence on Sunday. So come get your signed copy, or indeed just come and say hi to Jill. And thank you for the amazing work that has been put out. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime this wonderful Friday morning, and I hope that it is indeed wonderful for you as well. Thank you indeed for being here. Thank you for your messages, as they always keep me going and indeed make me happy. Every day I look forward to this time with you all. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you. Thank you so much, James. Absolutely appreciate you. Zoe, I hope that Zoe is settling in well. I hope you're settling in well, Zoe. Thank you so much. But I know you have all the love. Sarah, Nathan, Amanda, what more could one ask for? Thank you so much for joining in. Zoe, good morning to you too. James, much love, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm not enjoying the mopping though. Down the road, hopefully not too far long, hopefully not too long to go before Zoe knows where to go. Thank you so much for joining in and for sharing, but I hope that there's many more laughs with that increased mopping that is happening too. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you all. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. I could not ask for more. I appreciate you all. And indeed, please remember to join us this weekend. Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair happening on all the Storytime platforms, and of course live from Terrence. And of course, you can catch programming around that time if you have a minute in your day to spare and be with us. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Some amazing books that we've read this week. So just to remind you which ones they were, and indeed find them at your local library. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Please remember to take care of yourself. If you find yourself being too hard on yourself, please slow it down. Take a breath. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Mistakes will happen. And I actually, past weekend, I was at a training and somebody said, let's not think of mistakes as mistakes. Can we think of mistakes as takes at that moment? Sometimes it could be like, that's where you are. That's where your thinking is. So it's your take at that moment. But once we know better, we can do better, right? And hopefully we are doing better. We intend to do better. So thank you so much for joining in. And the same too, they mentioned the same thing for misconceptions and saying, no, they are conceptions at that time. That is your thinking at that time. And you probably have a good reason for it. But of course, as we learn better, as we know better, we start to improve. So thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope that you're kind to yourself, and we love you here on Storytime. Thank you. Thank you so much. Much love to each and every one of you. I do not take for granted the time that you spend with us. I appreciate it. And I hope that, it just gives you a little bounce, extra bounce in your day, just like you do for me. Thank you so much, friends, for being here. Absolutely love it. Much love from me. Bye-bye. Enjoy the Soccer World Cup that is happening, and enjoy everything else that is to your heart's desires this weekend. Thank you for being here, friends. Much love, and bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.